We're going to be learning the Halacha Psuka for Parashat Behaalotecha for Friday in Chok Israel. אחד נתן את האור, ואחד נתן את העצים, ואחד נתן את הקדרה. So we're talking here for Shabbat. If one person brings the fire, and one person brings the wood, ואחד נתן את הקדרה, and one person puts the pot, ואחד נתן את המים, and the pot, we're talking here about a pot that needs hardening through the fire, because when they make an earthenware pot, it needs hardening through fire. ואחד נתן את המים, another person puts the water, ואחד נתן את הבשר, and one puts the meat, ואחד נתן את התבלין, and another person puts the seasoning, ובא אחר והגיס, and one came and mixed it together, stirs together, כולם חייבים משום מבשל. All of them are chayav, the mishum bevashel, because they cooked together. And it became this, all of them did it at the same time. Shekol ha'aseh davar mitzorchei habishul, anyone that makes something that is needed for the cooking. So the person puts the fire, another person added wood, another person brought a pot that needs hardening because it was earthenware, it was a new pot. Another person put the water. All these things are involved in cooking, so each one of them is liable for transgression of cooking on Shabbat. שכל העושה דבר מצורכי הבישול, הרי זה מבשל. Because anyone that does any activity that is necessary for cooking, he has transgressed the transgression of doing the activity of cooking on Shabbat. אבל, however, אם שפט אחד הקדרת תחילה, if a person, the first action that he did, he took the pot and put it down on a place where there's going to be fire, but the fire is not there yet. And another person came and put some water into that pot. And the person came and put the meat in there. Fire is not there yet. Another person came and put seasoning. Another person came and put some fire. And another person came and put the wood on top of the fire. The fire was not there when there is enough wood to cook. Veigis, so a person just carried the flame, another person came and put the wood on top of the flame. Veigis, another person came and stirred the pot, to mix the water with the meat and with the seasoning. Only the last two have transgressed the sin, made the sin of cooking on Shabbat. Why? Because when the first one put the pot, there was no fire. The second one put the water, there's no fire yet. Seasoning, there is no fire. Only the last two, the ones who brought the wood and the one who mixed the pot together, are involved in the cooking. The original ones were not liable. Why? Because there was no fire there. There was nothing to cook on. If you put a piece of meat on the coals, and if it cooked, even not fully, only an amount of a dried fig was roasted, even in 2 or 3 places. In other words, as long as there is not the amount of a dried fig that gets roasted, he has not transgressed yet the sin of cooking. Only once there is an amount of at least a dried fig, then he would have done bishul. And even if it was not roasted, the amount of kigrogeret. But all of it was cooked, half cooked. In other words, medium rare, half cooked, is also chayav. יתבשל חצי בישול מצד אחד, פטור עד שאף רוחבו ויתבשל חצי בישול משני צדדיו. If he was just like very, very rare, halfway cooked on one side, he's not chayav, he's not liable until he turns it over, and he'll be half cooked from both sides. שכב והדביק פת בתנור בשבת, ונזכר מותר לו לדלותה קודם שתאפה ויבוא לידי מרחב. So if he stuck a bread to the wall of the oven, that's how they used to bake bread. They used to stake the wall to the oven walls. the bread to the oven walls, and then they would take it off. What if he stuck it there on Shabbat and he remembered, oops, it's Shabbat today? He's allowed to separate it, even though removing of the bread that is attached to the wall is forbidden on Shabbat, midarabanan, not allowed to remove on Shabbat. But since he didn't bake yet, he doesn't want to come to the transgression of baking on Shabbat. He will be allowed to remove it before it comes to the stage of being baked. This was the Halakha Psuka for Friday, Parashat Behaalotecha, Chok Yisrael. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen ve'amen.